G'day, welcome back to Cookie's Fishroom. My name is Norm. Thank you once again for joining me on the couch here to discuss with you today all about an update to one of the processes we already have, and that's plant decontamination. So quarantining of your plants when you first buy them. So by now, I'm hoping you guys have all seen this video and realized the importance of really quarantining your plants properly, and the nasties that can bring into your tank, and the reason why we do it. So I'm not going to go repeat all that part of it. You can all check out the first video on that one, but I will talk to you today about a step that I have been using since then. So one thing I now do is with my plants, after I bring it in and do a quick, and I like to remind people here, 2 to 3 minutes is plenty. Either a quick vinegar and water dip, or I put a little bit of cooking salt and dip it in the warm water separately, not the two together. So 2 minutes tops for both is fine. Let it soak in there, and you will, after it does that and seeing any nasties that fall off, I then grab some water from the tank it's going into a bucket or a container of some sort, and I add a cap full of this stuff here. Look, there's the front of it. Flourish Excel. So this stuff is known to be an algicide for most people. It does help get rid of plenty of algae. Now, if you don't have Flourish Excel, you can use peroxide, 3%. You don't want to use anything higher than that. It can damage the plants. It's the same sort of peroxide that we use for basic, when you've got injuries to yourself, cleaning off the bacteria and such. You could use a capful of that. Now, what I do is I'll soak it in the capful of that with the water from the tank overnight. And in the morning, if it has things like different types of hair algae, blackbeard algae, any sorts of algae that stick to the plant, you tend to find that it will drop off the plant come morning. Now, to me, it's imperative that we don't bring in not only pests, but algae into our tanks, because algae can be much tougher to get rid of than any sort of worm or any sort of disease, including columnaris, and we all know how tough that one is to get rid of. So take that in consideration. I usually use, and this is what works for me, I'd just like to remind you guys, I'll use 4 litres of water, which is the equivalent of 1 gallon from my tank, with a cap full of personally, I'll use Flourish Excel, and if I don't have Flourish Excel, I will use a cap full of the peroxide and soak it in there overnight, and nothing else. So that is after I have already done the dip into a little bit of vinegar and water to get rid of, snails, worms, etc., all the other types of nasties and scuds and all the rest that your plants may bring into your tank. So don't forget to add that step into the quarantine process. And the reason why we do it is to make sure we don't bring in any naughty things, nasties, into our tanks. Thanks again for joining us on the couch. Don't forget to check out the first quarantine video on plants. You will understand more why we do it, and it goes more into detail about the vinegar and the cooking salt, and it's 2 separate steps though, so you don't want to mix the 2 together. Keep that in mind. Hope you guys take care of yourselves and stay healthy. Bye for now.